God says, listen closely, my beloved soul. Before you scroll away, pause for a moment and breathe slowly, because this message did not reach you by accident and it is not here to frighten you but to protect your peace and guard your future. Archangel Michael wants you to understand something very important. There are moments in life when clarity arrives quietly, not to scare you, but to strengthen you. You have been sensing something lately, haven't you? A small shift in energy, a strange feeling in your spirit, a subtle awareness that not everyone around you truly celebrates your growth. This is not about fear, this is about wisdom. This is about discernment. This is about learning how to recognize who aligns with your destiny and who simply passes through your life to teach you lessons. You are not under attack. You are under protection. And that is the difference. Archangel Michael does not speak to create anxiety inside you. He speaks to awaken awareness. There is someone in your circle, someone whose presence feels close, whose words sound kind, yet whose intentions may not fully match their actions. This does not mean they are evil. It means they are human, and sometimes human hearts carry jealousy, insecurity, or confusion. You have been growing, evolving, stepping into a higher version of yourself. When you rise, not everyone rises with you. Some people become uncomfortable with your light, because your progress reminds them of what they have not yet healed within themselves. But listen carefully, chosen one, this message is not about exposing someone publicly or confronting them with anger. It is about understanding. It is about stepping back and observing quietly. The name that will come to your mind while listening to this message is not random. Pay attention to that first thought. The first face that flashes across your mind. Do not ignore it, but also do not rush to judge. Instead, pray for clarity. Ask God to show you the truth gently. Ask Archangel Michael to remove confusion and give you calm discernment. Because sometimes the greatest protection is silence. Sometimes the greatest victory is distance. Sometimes the greatest wisdom is choosing peace instead of reaction. You have always been intuitive. You have felt energies before others could explain them. You have sensed when something was not aligned, even when everyone else seemed comfortable. That gift is not accidental. It is spiritual sensitivity. And now, it is being sharpened. The person whose energy feels heavy, whose compliments feel slightly hollow, whose presence drains you instead of uplifting you, that is the one you must observe more closely. Not with fear. Not with hatred. But with awareness. You are being guided to protect your future blessings, your emotional stability, your peace of mind. Remember this deeply, no one can steal what God has written for you. No one can block what heaven has approved. Even if someone wished you harm, their intention cannot overpower divine protection. The reason this message feels urgent is not because something terrible is about to happen, but because your discernment needs to awaken now. There are opportunities coming toward you. There are doors preparing to open. And when elevation is near, clarity becomes necessary. Archangel Michael is simply making sure you step forward with open eyes, not blinded by false loyalty or emotional attachment. Do not confront immediately. Do not accuse. Instead, create space. Watch how they respond when you stop overgiving. Watch how they react when you shine without shrinking yourself. The truth will reveal itself naturally. You do not need drama. You need wisdom. And wisdom is what is being handed to you in this very moment. Stay calm. Stay grounded. Stay prayerful. Because you are not alone in this. Divine forces walk with you quietly, protecting what you cannot yet see and aligning what you cannot yet understand. And as you continue listening, allow your heart to soften instead of harden. This is not about fear of betrayal. It is about maturity of spirit. It is about recognizing that not every connection is meant to go with you into your next season. Some people are chapters, not lifetime companions. And that realization does not require anger. It requires growth. You are growing. That is why this awareness is arriving now. This is only the beginning of what you need to understand. Stay with this message. Do not rush. What is about to be revealed is not meant to scare you, but to free you. As you continue listening, calm your heart and let these words settle deeply inside you, because what is being revealed now is not about creating suspicion, it is about strengthening your spiritual maturity and sharpening your discernment. You have entered a season where your energy matters more than ever before, where your peace is more valuable than constant approval, and where your destiny requires protection not from dramatic enemies but from subtle misalignments. Archangel Michael is guiding you to understand that sometimes the greatest interference in your life does not come from obvious opposition but from hidden envy, silent comparison, or quiet resentment carried by someone who once celebrated you. This is not a message of fear, this is a message of awareness. You are being elevated, and elevation always reveals who is truly aligned with your growth and who only felt comfortable when you were smaller, quieter, or less confident. There is a pattern you may have ignored for a while. Think carefully. There is someone who seems supportive on the surface but subtly minimizes your achievements, someone who changes the subject when you share good news, someone who disappears when you need encouragement but reappears when they need something from you. These signs are not coincidences. They are indicators of imbalance. Archangel Michael is not telling you to hate this person. He is telling you to observe. Distance does not mean anger. Boundaries do not mean cruelty. Silence does not mean weakness. It means you are protecting your spiritual space. The name that keeps surfacing in your thoughts as you hear this message is important. Do not push it away. Do not justify it too quickly. Instead, hold it gently in prayer and ask God to confirm through peace, not through panic. You have been too generous with your time, your emotional energy, your trust. Your heart is pure, and because of that purity, you often assume others carry the same sincerity. But not everyone processes your growth with joy. Some people feel threatened by your progress, not because they are evil, but because your transformation exposes their stagnation. And when someone is not ready to grow, your light can feel uncomfortable to them. That discomfort can turn into subtle negativity, silent comparison, or even small actions meant to delay your advancement. But hear this clearly. Nothing can stop what heaven has prepared for you. The only thing that can slow you down is ignoring your own intuition. Your intuition has been whispering for months. It has shown you small inconsistencies, quiet red flags, moments where something felt slightly off but you chose to dismiss it in order to maintain harmony. You did not want conflict. You did not want to overthink. You did not want to appear suspicious. But spiritual maturity requires discernment. And discernment requires courage. Archangel Michael is strengthening that courage within you right now. You do not need to confront aggressively. You do not need to expose publicly. You simply need to reposition yourself emotionally. Reduce access. Limit vulnerability. Protect your plans until they are secure. Not everyone needs to know your next move. You are stepping into a powerful season, and with power comes responsibility. Responsibility to guard your peace. Responsibility to choose your inner circle wisely. Responsibility to release attachments that no longer align with your growth. The person being revealed to you is not necessarily a villain. They are simply not aligned with your next chapter. And holding on to someone who does not align with your destiny can drain your spiritual strength. You deserve relationships that celebrate you without competition, that support you without hidden agendas, that pray for you without comparison. Pay attention to how your body reacts around this person. Do you feel drained after conversations? Do you feel anxious sharing success? Do you feel like you must shrink yourself to keep the peace? These are spiritual indicators. Your body often knows before your mind accepts. Archangel Michael is teaching you to trust that awareness. When you create space for misaligned energy, clarity increases. When you reduce access to your plans, protection strengthens. When you prioritize peace over approval, destiny accelerates. This is why the message feels urgent. Not because something terrible is about to happen, but because something important is about to unfold. Opportunities are approaching. Doors are opening quietly behind the scenes. Divine arrangements are forming. And before you step fully into that next level, alignment must be corrected. You cannot carry hidden negativity into a season of blessing. You cannot move forward while dragging emotional weight from connections that no longer nourish you. Release does not require explanation. Distance does not require drama. Sometimes growth simply requires quiet separation. Understand this deeply: you are not being warned to fear people. You are being guided to choose wisely. There is strength in gentleness. There is power in calm boundaries. There is victory in silent elevation. As you continue listening, allow this message to awaken your discernment, not your anxiety. Because what is coming next will require you to be spiritually clear, emotionally stable, and energetically protected. Stay attentive. Stay grounded. The revelation is unfolding step by step, and you are being prepared to receive it with wisdom, not fear. As you continue to receive this message, breathe slowly and let your spirit become steady, because what is being revealed now is not about exposing someone publicly or creating tension in your life. It is about strengthening your inner wisdom so that you no longer ignore what heaven has already been trying to show you through subtle signs. There is a reason you have felt a shift recently, a quiet awareness that something around you is not fully aligned, and that awareness did not come from fear but from growth, because when you evolve spiritually your perception sharpens and you begin to notice patterns you once overlooked. Archangel Michael is not here to create drama in your relationships, he is here to help you recognize when an environment, a connection, or a person is quietly interfering with your peace and progress. And the interference is not always obvious negativity but sometimes passive discouragement, subtle comparison, silent resentment, or disguised advice that slowly weakens your confidence. There is someone whose energy changes when you talk about your goals, someone whose tone shifts when you mention progress, someone who seems supportive in words but distant in spirit, and you have sensed this before but chose to ignore it because you value harmony, you dislike confrontation, and you tend to give people the benefit of the doubt. Your heart is kind, but kindness without discernment can exhaust you. The name that keeps rising in your thoughts as you hear this is not random. You may hesitate to accept it because you care about this person or because history binds you emotionally, but awareness does not require hatred, it simply requires clarity. Archangel Michael is guiding you to understand that sometimes the people who struggle with your growth are not openly against you, they are quietly uncomfortable with the way you are changing, and instead of adjusting to your growth, they attempt to hold you in the version of yourself they are familiar with. Your life is entering a stage where your focus must become intentional. You cannot afford to share every dream with everyone. You cannot afford to expose every strategy before it manifests. You cannot afford to let doubt seep into your spirit through casual conversations that slowly undermine your confidence. There have been moments where after speaking with this person, you felt uncertain about plans that once felt clear. There have been times when your excitement diminished after a conversation. There have been instances where you began second-guessing yourself without knowing why. These are subtle drains on your energy. Spiritual interference does not always look like aggression, sometimes it looks like constant small discouragements that accumulate over time. Archangel Michael is strengthening your inner shield. This does not mean you isolate yourself from everyone. It means you become selective about who has access to your vulnerability. You are not required to share everything with everyone. Privacy is not secrecy, it is protection. Boundaries are not rejection, they are wisdom. You can love someone and still limit their access to your inner plans. You can care for someone and still recognize that their presence is not aligned with your next level. Growth requires discernment, and discernment requires courage. It takes courage to admit that a connection no longer feels balanced. It takes courage to step back without dramatic explanation. It takes courage to prioritize your spiritual stability over maintaining appearances. You are not being warned because something catastrophic is about to happen. You are being prepared because something important is about to unfold in your life, and elevation requires clean alignment. Doors are preparing to open, opportunities are aligning, and your influence is expanding. When your light becomes brighter, hidden shadows become more visible. That is not punishment, it is clarity. The discomfort you feel around this person is not paranoia, it is intuition awakening. Trust does not mean blindness. Forgiveness does not mean constant access. Compassion does not mean self-neglect. There will be a moment soon when this person reveals themselves more clearly, not necessarily through betrayal but through behavior that confirms what your intuition already knows. You will notice it calmly, not emotionally. You will observe it without panic. That confirmation will not hurt as deeply as you once feared because by then your heart will already be prepared. Archangel Michael is preparing you so that when clarity comes, you respond with wisdom instead of shock. Do not confront impulsively. Do not accuse prematurely. Simply adjust. Step back. Reduce emotional exposure. Protect your plans. Strengthen your focus. Your future does not depend on exposing someone's name publicly. Your future depends on your ability to remain spiritually steady. When you shift your energy away from misalignment, your clarity increases. When you stop over-explaining yourself, your confidence stabilizes. When you protect your peace consistently, your path becomes smoother. There is power in quiet adjustments. There is strength in silent boundaries. There is victory in calm discernment. Archangel Michael is reminding you that you are protected, but protection does not replace wisdom. You must participate in your own safeguarding by choosing who influences your thoughts and who has access to your dreams. As you continue listening, allow this message to anchor you in awareness rather than anxiety. You are not alone. You are not unprotected. You are simply being elevated to a level where discernment becomes essential. The person whose name surfaced in your mind may not remain in your life the same way moving forward, but that change will create space for healthier alignment. And when space is created, new connections that match your growth will enter naturally. Stay calm. Stay centered. Stay observant. What is unfolding is not loss, it is refinement. And refinement always precedes expansion. As this message continues to unfold, allow yourself to become deeply still because what is being revealed now is not about fear, revenge, or dramatic confrontation, it is about elevation, refinement, and spiritual maturity. Archangel Michael is not exposing someone so that you react emotionally, he is strengthening you so that you respond wisely. There is a difference between reacting from wounded pride and responding from awakened awareness, and you are being guided into the second. Over the past weeks or even months, subtle signs have been appearing around you, conversations that felt slightly off, encouragement that sounded supportive yet carried an undertone of doubt, advice that seemed helpful but slowly redirected you away from your true path, and you may have dismissed these moments because you prefer peace over suspicion, yet your spirit noticed every detail even when your mind tried to rationalize it. The truth is that not everyone around you is growing at the same pace as you, and growth can unintentionally threaten those who are not ready to evolve. When your confidence increases, when your spiritual awareness deepens, when your discipline strengthens, and when your vision expands, some individuals begin to feel uncomfortable because your progress silently highlights their stagnation. This does not automatically make them evil or malicious, but it does create tension in the energy between you. That tension is what you have been sensing. Archangel Michael is not calling you to label someone as an enemy, he is guiding you to recognize misalignment. Misalignment does not always scream, sometimes it whispers through sarcasm, delayed support, hidden comparison, or constant subtle discouragement that chips away at your certainty. You may remember moments when you shared exciting news and the response felt flat, when you expressed hope and the response was cautious. In a way that dimmed your enthusiasm, when you spoke about your dreams, and the response quickly shifted to highlighting obstacles instead of possibilities. These are not coincidences. Energy is transferred in conversations, and you are sensitive enough to feel when that transfer strengthens you or weakens you. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that your spirit has matured beyond tolerating environments that slowly drain your clarity. This is not about cutting everyone off. It is about becoming intentional. You cannot afford to expose every plan before it manifests. You cannot afford to seek validation from those who secretly doubt your capacity. You cannot afford to ignore intuition just to maintain familiarity. There is a shift happening behind the scenes in your life. Doors that were once closed are preparing to open. Conversations you have prayed for are aligning. Opportunities you assumed were delayed are quietly forming structure. But before elevation becomes visible, refinement must occur internally. That refinement includes adjusting who has access to your emotional world. Not every relationship is meant to accompany you into your next chapter. Some connections were seasonal. Some were lessons. Some were mirrors. And some were comfort zones that now feel restrictive. The person whose name surfaced in your thoughts while hearing this message may not be entirely against you, but their energy is not aligned with the expansion that is coming. You are being prepared for a level of clarity that will change the way you move. You will begin sharing less and observing more. You will begin speaking less about your plans and working more in silence. You will begin trusting your own insight instead of constantly seeking reassurance. This transformation will feel subtle at first, but soon you will notice how peaceful it feels to protect your energy intentionally. There will be a moment soon when the truth becomes more obvious, perhaps through a comment that reveals hidden resentment, perhaps through a reaction that exposes insecurity, perhaps through an action that confirms what your intuition has already whispered. When that moment arrives, you will not feel devastated because this message has already prepared your heart. Instead of reacting impulsively, you will simply adjust your distance. Distance does not require drama. Boundaries do not require explanation. Growth does not require permission. You can quietly reposition yourself without confrontation. You can love from afar. You can respect without oversharing. You can forgive without giving unlimited access. This is maturity. Archangel Michael is reminding you that protection is not always about removing people instantly, sometimes it is about repositioning your vulnerability. Protect your dreams like seeds. Not every soil is ready for them. If you plant seeds in the wrong environment, they struggle to grow, but when placed in aligned soil, they flourish naturally. Your vision is a seed. Your confidence is a seed. Your peace is a seed. Be mindful of where you plant them. There is also something deeper happening within you. You are learning that not everyone who smiles at you celebrates you. Not everyone who listens understands you. Not everyone who stays near you supports you. And this realization is not meant to harden your heart, it is meant to sharpen your wisdom. You are not becoming suspicious, you are becoming discerning. Discernment is a spiritual upgrade. It allows you to move gracefully without being naive. It allows you to remain kind without being easily manipulated. It allows you to remain compassionate without compromising your own stability. Soon you will notice a significant internal shift. Conversations that once drained you will no longer hold power over your emotions. Comments that once triggered insecurity will feel irrelevant. Doubt that once lingered will dissolve quickly. This is because your confidence is stabilizing at a deeper level. Archangel Michael is strengthening your inner foundation so that external influences lose control over your self-perception. You are not being separated from people as punishment, you are being refined for alignment. When refinement occurs, clarity increases. When clarity increases, peace follows. And here is the most important part of this message: you are protected. Even if someone attempted to influence your path negatively, even if someone quietly wished you would remain smaller, even if someone hoped you would not advance beyond them, those intentions cannot override divine alignment. What is meant for you will not be intercepted. What is destined for you will not be stolen. What is aligned with your growth will not be permanently blocked. Temporary obstacles may arise, but permanent loss is not written in your story. You are not fragile. You are evolving. You are not behind, you are being positioned. You are not threatened, you are being strengthened. As you move forward from this point, carry yourself differently. Walk with quiet awareness. Speak with intentional restraint. Observe without overreacting. And most importantly, trust what you feel without needing constant proof. Your intuition has matured. Your discernment has sharpened. Your boundaries are forming. And your next chapter requires this exact level of awareness. Nothing is being revealed to harm you. Everything is being revealed to prepare you. Stay steady. Stay focused. Stay aligned. What is unfolding is not conflict, it is clarity. And clarity is always the beginning of true elevation. If this message spoke directly to your heart, don't scroll away, pause and type, "I choose clarity," in the comments right now. Like, share, and subscribe to stay aligned with the protection and guidance meant especially for you.